Hi, welcome in this house. This is a bioecological house. It has a mushroom shape. It is inspired by a yurt and it's mostly self-made. So no professional help, no professional constructors, all by ourselves. Welcome, I'll show you around. Come in. This house has a lot of similarities with a yurt. It's very open, you have no entrance, and it's rounded. The feeling is the same as when you sit in a yurt. And also, you have there this big window on top, so the light comes in from the top in the house. This happens, you see that often in yurts also. For me, it's a bit like a mushroom. You have the big roof that shelters the body, and it feels like a good integration in this beautiful landscape. So we had the shape, we knew what we want, so I went to ask advice in the community. And when I proposed the model, they called me and they said that we had no chance, it wouldn't be possible because it's a protected landscape. But I went on looking, I called with a colleague, a urbanist, and he said, yeah, you have to try to submit. And we invited the responsible person for the protected landscapes. And we lived in this yurt, and he came inside with a low door. And we explained the ideas, and we showed him this model that we made, like this tiny model. And apparently he was charmed, and because afterwards he sent us a full text, a full advice, and we added it to the building request, and we got the permit. We chose to build a bioecological house from the idea that we wanted to be integrated. This landscape is so beautiful that we didn't want to interfere. We just being a part of it. And the bioecological materials are just natural. So it's good for the environment. You can actually just throw it in the nature after you break down the house. And it's good for the health also. A healthy person is worth more for the world than a sick person. So the walls are made out of a timber frame, every 40 centimeters, and in between you have insulation, which is cellulose. Cellulose is actually recycled paper, and in front and behind the timber frame there are panels, so they blow the insulation inside. You have these frames made and you blow it inside. In front of the panels, inside you have loam, it's a kind of earth, and outside you have wooden shingles from chestnut. The main part of the house, the most of the things we built without professional constructors. Jerry, my former boyfriend, he was very technical, very good in details. Like he made in the window there, he made all these beams. He chiseled them and inserted them in the bigger beam without iron joints because they would be ugly. He was very good at it. He did all the beams also in the roof alone. But for the heavy works, we invited a bunch of friends. So then, like for lifting the beams, lifting the columns, also for the roof cover, to put it on the roof, we invited friends and did everything together in one day. For the heating, there is a pellet stove and there are two solar collectors on the roof. They're both connected to a solar boiler, so it's water inside. And the water gets heated by these two sources. And then the water heats the sanitary water that we use, but also the water in the walls. We have wall heating. So it's a circuit that goes through the walls. Mostly people know the floor heating, but we have the wall heating. It's very pleasant because you can stand against the walls, but you have to look that you don't put too much furniture to the walls. And then afterwards we also added a wood stove, just last year, because we have so much wood in the forest that it's strange that we wouldn't use it. And it's very cozy in the winter. Here we are in the center of the house with the central pillar here. And in the floor, you see the accentuation of the two circles. You have the wood, the floor, it's in this direction, and there it's in the other direction, and there's a metal piece in between that separates. And for me, this form of this intersection is very symbolic, because it accentuates the difference between two individuals. You both have wishes, you both have ideas, but where they converge, you get a result which has a high quality. And this is something that happens in life always, I think, when you have two individuals, you work together, and where you come together, this point is much stronger. It's like multiplying the energy. And I have it with people, but also with my clients. I always want to work together. What do they want and what do I feel? And you always have to find something where you connect. This is the bedroom of my daughter. So you see, as I said, this is a wardrobe. This is not a wall, but you have immediately the wardrobes for the corridor. And again, I try to maximize the space. There is here a bed that is a bit higher. Just here, it's just narrow enough, not too low. And underneath you can sit, so it's double use of the space. I also made this desk where you can walk, and you have two seats. You have everything actually. And there's the wardrobe. They are built in. So this wall is curved, and yeah, it's not possible to put a normal wardrobe. Here's the bathroom. You see, this is Stadelact, and it's volcanic limestone. You get it in a powder, and when you add water, it gets harder, and you can apply it to the walls. I followed the course to do it because it's really not easy. You can make mistakes and then you get cracks. So, but it's very nice. It's a warm structure. So the house is very small, and we always had to find solutions. And I decided to put the collectors for the water behind the bath. So I show you. This is a panel, and behind you see the surprise, all the collectors for the water. It's very compact. There's also a pump system for the heating in the walls. This is the purification. I think a normal constructor didn't like to do this because it's all built in. And up there's also another wardrobe for the pump system. And I did it all alone, this. The outside sheeting of the house are shingles, wooden shingles, because it's rounded. So yeah, you can't put wood like this. You could have put it like this, but this is also a typical Swiss product. They use it often there, and I like the combination with the roundings, and it looks very natural. I feel very happy in this house. Always when we go on holiday, I come back, I feel shiverings in my body. There is such a spiritual connection, I feel. And also my daughter, she's 9 years old. She already tells me that she's gonna live here all her life when she's older. Yeah, it's also this integration in nature that makes it so nice here.
Thank you for watching. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Questions or remarks, post them in the comments down below. If you like our video, just click the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Thank you for watching.